Hi there. Welcome to SOS Stevie on Scandal, Season 3, Episode 8. Wow, that was a huge episode, right? We have a lot to talk about, so let's get started. Okay, first I want to talk about the fact that Congressman Phoebe is out of the presidential race. No Hillary Clinton for her. All because of the crazy stunt her sister daughter pulled. You know, when she said they stole the computer, she said it was Reston, but what it really turned out was she planted it. But the real ha-ha in that whole thing is Harrison White. Not Harrison White. I know somebody named Harrison White. Anyway, Harrison. He slept with Congressman Phoebe's sister daughter. Yes, he did. That is so crazy. All these 3 seasons we've been waiting on Harrison to get busy with somebody, and he ends up being stupid Congressman Phoebe's sister daughter. You know what I'm talking about? We did get to see him with his shirt off, though. Some of y'all really like that. Just like I predicted, Quinn Perkins is now a product of B613, and they want her to spy on Liv and the whole rest of the office. They want her to report back to Charlie about what they're talking about in the office about Operation Remington. I knew that was going to happen. Told you about it last week. Anyway, she's stupid. She's in the office, and of course, they're getting close to finding out who killed the security guard. So she goes to collect the other security footage. Stupid her. She almost gets caught. Jake runs up on her talking about, what you doing here? I was trying to get the security footage. She has to give it to Jake. And then later, when they're saying, wow, we think we could see somebody in the reflection, she's trying to get rid of it, and Liv tells her to go do something else, so Huck takes over. You know how that ended up. End of the show. She opens the door to her apartment and steps on something. She picks up the picture, and it's a big old 8x10 of her reflection in the glass. In the dark, she knows he's there. She says, Huck. And then she turns on the light. You know she was looking crazy. Her same regular normal. Of course, when they pan the room, we see Huck got all his tools laid out. Quinn Perkins, you in trouble now. Cyrus got James to do a fluff piece on Daniel, what's his name? Daniel Douglas Langston. And he's sort of setting James up because he knows what's going down. He tells Melly, when it comes time, Daniel Douglas is going to make a play for James, and a photographer going to be waiting in the bushes. So he sets it up, tells James to take over the bourbon, blah, blah, blah. When it all goes down, he's busted. Because what? When it happens, and Daniel Douglas says, well, I thought you knew what was going to happen. You brought the bourbon, James starts playing it back in his head. What Cyrus was saying, what Cyrus was doing. Pissed James off. James comes home from the end of the day looking guilty as hell. Looking guilty as hell. Wanting to take a shower. You know what went on if you already got to take a shower when you come in. And then when he goes in the bathroom, the photographer sends Cyrus the photos. What is it? Naked James and naked Daniel Douglas. Cyrus, remember what you told Melly? My husband's not your husband? Think again, son. Think again. Now we're going to get to the good stuff. Mama Pope. Honey, at the beginning, she told Eli Pope, I want to see my daughter, and I want you to make it happen. He was like, no, it's not going to happen. So they did a little bit back and forth, and he said, you know what? Tonight, when the rest of the world is sleeping, I'm going to move you to some godforsaken island. Honey, it was ugly. It was ugly. I'm moving you far, far away. So, you know they gave her a good idea. Are y'all kidding me? Was that nasty or what? Her just gnawing on her arm, honey. Gnawing through to the white meat. Ooh, baby, it was scary. Blood everywhere. Now, I got a couple of theories. One, she knew if she bled out, they'd have to put her in the hospital and he couldn't move her. Or two, she might have known she had some kind of chip in her arm, a tracking chip or something, and she was getting that out because she was already planning for what she was going to do. Yep. So then Eli came to see her at the hospital, and I guess he felt sorry for her because then he went home. What do y'all call him? Do y'all call him Eli? Do you call him Rowan or Command or Brother from Another Planet, Joe Morton? I call him Satan, but I was just curious as to what you called him. Anyway, he takes her some clippings and has her looking at the clippings, and she goes, oh, she looks beautiful. Oh, the clippings, the clippings, the clippings. She was really... But then, after she watched the clippings, she said, where's the photos? He said, ain't no photos. That made her hot. 20 years, she said. She been gone 20 years. 20 years, she said. 20 Christmases, 20 Thanksgivings, and you don't have no pictures of you and her drinking eggnog. She was mad. That pissed him off. So then he told the doctor, get her ready to leave tonight. And I want her heavily sedated. Okay, we're going to come back to that. Now we're going to talk about, you know it, Fitz and Liv. Honey, he called her. She looked at that phone and then she left it ringing. He called her. She didn't want to answer. Then he called her again. She talked to him. She answered. He said, I need to talk to you. I just need an hour. She was like, you don't know. No. And then she was so hot, she tried to slam the phone, break the phone. Jake came in the room. You know what he had to say about it? You think that's going to work? If he wants to talk to you, he's going to find a way to talk to you. Jake. Anyway. So, next thing, Hal shows up. Then she goes, no, you get out of here. You tell him I won't be summoned. I won't be summoned. Honey, she was hot with Hal. Hal said, ma'am, I'm just trying to do my job. Then he hands her the envelope. She takes out the picture, and it's a picture of her and her daddy. So now she knows, Fitz knows, Rowan is her daddy. Yikes. So then he calls her. He says, I just need an hour, please. I just need an hour. And she goes, okay. So then she goes with Hal. Hal puts on a helicopter. Flies her someplace. She don't even know where she's going. And she gets there. And she's in Vermont, baby. Vermont. All the time, so I got to get to the good stuff. She walks in and she says 1 hour. He starts talking about the house. We got orchards and 30 acres and a greenhouse just off the kitchen, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, stop talking about the house. Then they talk about her dad. And she says, how could I have told you that? He goes, that's what you should have told me. And so now they having a little moment, okay? A little moment, a little tense, pinch. So then he starts in back about the house. She goes, what is this place? Why do you keep talking about the house? Baby? That's when he said, I built this house for you, for us. It's our house where we're supposed to grow old together and raise a lot of babies. There's bedrooms for it. Honey, Fitz start begging. I thought he was about to break out in a chorus of, girl, you know yep. Honey, I thought he was going to sing it. He was begging like it nobody's business. And then he said, just once. I wanted you to see the dream just once before I sell it. Y'all know what happened next? Bill Withers started singing Ain't No Sunshine, and it was on. Well, you know, after that, she said, don't sell the house. Not yet. Now she's back in D.C. She's walking towards her apartment, and all of a sudden she hears something go, hi, Livy. She turns around, and his mama Pope standing there looking 12 kinds of crazy, wearing the doctor's clothes. She done drugged the doctor, took his clothes, and showed up at Livy's house. Well, that was that week, and next week promises to be a full ride. They calling it the winter finale, so you know it's going to be special. Okay? Go ahead and push the subscribe button so you'll be sure not to miss one of these, and I'll see you next week. This is Stevie on Scandal.